Hello and welcome to Sujay's Take. I'm back with you after a period of time. And in the intervening period, a lot has happened in Goa politically. If you see, the Chief Minister, Mr. Manohar Parrikar, has gone back to the United States for another round of treatment. And it appears that this absence is going to be extremely prolonged. The apprehension in the state is that the administration is struggling. There are pending decisions that have not been taken. There are files which are piling up, and everybody, including some of the senior ministers, are extremely worried. For the BJP, for the first time, notwithstanding the fact that many of the senior leaders, members of the core committee, were not allowed to meet Amit Shah to discuss the political situation and even speak of an impending change of chief ministership. Notwithstanding that move was scuttled, rumors are rife that there is another attempt on part of a certain section of the BJP to seriously look at a post Manohar Parrikar scenario, lest the chief minister is unable to carry on functioning as a full-fledged chief minister for long stretches of time. Let me remind you that at this point of time, the official word is that Mr. Parrikar is going to come back soon to take over the reins of the state again. But if you've seen in the recent past, very often this has been promised and he has come back, and unfortunately, and we all pray for him, that he's had to rush back for treatment. But this time, internal BJP sources tell us that the BJP, especially the likes of Mr. Amit Shah, have now come to the conclusion that a change needs to be not contemplated immediately, but a plan B has to be put in place lest a situation arises where Mr. Parrikar cannot function for long periods of time. Now, in that scenario, what has happened is there are two things that have happened in the BJP. One is that there are opportunists. Like in any other party, there is an opportunist lobby, which consists mainly of younger MLAs and ministers, and even some of the younger lot of MLAs and ministers, and some people from outside the legislature, people in the organization and in the party. They are contemplating a change and they're looking for alternatives. Now, importantly, all the heavyweight BJP leaders, people who could have been chief ministers like Mr. Lakshmikant Parsekar and Rajendra Arlekar, even Dayanand Mandrekar, they all lost elections, though they continue to be heavyweights in the party. The party, the Young Turks and others in the organization have not taken them into confidence. For instance, Mr. Parsekar, Mr. Arlekar, who was a former speaker, and Dayanand Mandrekar are all members of the core committee of the BJP. But when the so-called core committee was trying to meet Amit Shah about 10 days ago or less than 10 days ago, these people were not part of the whole brigade that was going there. For instance, Arlekar was left out, Mandrekar was left out, even Damu Nayak was left out, and Lakshmikant Parsekar was left out. But these are important people in the BJP ranks. So it obviously shows that there is a division in the BJP in terms of who's going to go to Delhi to pitch or discuss the political scenario or not. Now, another thing that has happened is that there are some sources in the BJP who told us that certain sections of the core committee were actually pitching for somebody like Vishwajit Rane, who was a Congress member who defected and came to the party after the elections, after having taken oath as a Congress MLA. Of course, Rane's candidature is not yet serious because, very honestly, the High Command, though there have been attempts by a part of the Goa team to pitch Vishwajit Rane, the High Command has rejected it completely. Also, one has to take into account that Mr. Manohar Parrikar doesn't want any of these changes or any of these rumblings to happen at this point of time. But Mr. Manohar Parrikar also realizes that the Goa Forward Party has been a very steadfast ally, and Vijay Sardesai has been a very loyal ally, in spite of the fact that this decision has probably kind of cost him and affected him in the Catholic-dominated South Goa Salsett region. And Sardesai has taken that risk to back Parrikar, and at no point of time during the course of Mr. Parrikar's illness and with different rumors floating around has Sardesai ever spoken a single word against the chief minister, saying that we are going to be solidly behind him. So what has also happened is that Mr. Parrikar himself does not want any of these Young Turks or any opportunistic or ambitious moves to be made, and at the same time, he also realizes the significance of the Goa Forward Party in its alliance with the BJP. So this essentially is the political scenario where some sections of the BJP trying to get an alternate leader in place, even if that leader is not originally with the party. There were rumors that the BJP would reach out to its old party man who ditched the party in 2002 and moved over to the Congress, Digambar Kamath, and get him in from the Congress, get him to defect and become a chief minister, from the BJP side. Now, of course, Mr. Digambar Kamath has completely denied it, but who knows? In politics, anything can happen. Mr. Digambar Kamath has switched parties earlier. Mr. Vijay Sardesai, who was completely against the BJP, aligned with the BJP at that point of time because he fell out with the Congress, because the Congress really treated the Goa forward very badly at that point of time. So anything can happen in politics. At the same time, the Congress is not sitting quiet, though it doesn't have the capacity or the wherewithal or the guts to actually topple the government. But at the same time, there are certain veterans of the toppling games, like Digambar Kamath and Sureen Davlikar, who've actually met. Recently, Digambar Kamath and Prasad Gaonkar, one independent MLA, met Sureen Davlikar of the MGP, setting off rumours that the Congress could be attempting a toppling game by getting the MGP on their side. So this is just to keep you abreast with what situations are happening. There is nothing that is absolutely final. There are only two things, is that the BJP wants to consolidate and is even reaching out to some Congress MLAs to cross over. At the same time, the Congress is also fishing in troubled waters and trying to see if something can be made out of it, though it is only the two veterans of defection politics, Davlikar and Digambar Kamath, who are making these kind of attempts. So this is just to keep viewers up to date with whatever is happening. The situation is completely fluid, but at the same time, please watch this space because developments are taking place.